All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. It is a great time to be a New England Patriot fan. Began last season, obviously taking Drake May. We see him at the end of the season. He's doing his thing. And they go out there, they hire Mike Vrabel to be their head coach. They have seriously a phenomenal free agency. And a lot of people are saying overpay for a lot of these defensive guys like Carlton Davis. And you just saw it in the first 3 picks of the draft. That's why offense. The New England Patriots will not be 4-13 next season, and we have to kick it off with the 4th overall pick, Will Campbell, offensive tackle out of LSU. Now, O-linemen are always underwhelming in the first round, or at least it's underwhelming in the sense of, it's not like Malik Neighbors of last season. It's not Drake May of last season. It's not Caleb Williams. It's not Jaden Daniels. But the Patriots got their guy last year. My point is, you've got the 4th pick. You're looking for a Travis Hunter or an Abdul Carter. Will Campbell hopefully is the best tackle in this draft because, first off, that's why he was selected at 4. But left tackle was the number 1 need for this New England Patriots team. And I thought this was cool. One offensive line coach in the NFL told ESPN before the draft that Campbell is a good football player and you just want him on your team. So last season, the Patriots ranked dead last in run block win rate at 67%, and they were only slightly better in pass block win rate. They were second to last, and they finished just above the Cincinnati Bengals at 51%. Now, Campbell's biggest thing, and this is why people didn't want him at 4, or people didn't want him in the top 10, or blah, blah, blah. It just is because of his arms. So some people projected him more as a guard. You definitely usually don't take a guard in the first 10 picks of the draft. But, I don't really see it. He says it. He says he's been hearing this since he's been 12, and he's got just a little bit short arms, 32 5/8 inches at the combine, 33 inches at LSU's pro day, and then another, below average wingspan for a tackle. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. Over the last 2 seasons at LSU, first off, he's been phenomenal. It's why he was the 4th overall pick, but he also wore number 7, which just means LSU guys do that for standout players who lift the performance for those around him. So whether he starts out a little bit shaky because he's a rookie and just adapting to the speed and intensity of the NFL, long term, I know for a fact, or at least my opinion for a fact, Will Campbell is going to be a good left tackle for the New England Patriots for the foreseeable future. So underwhelming in the sense just because it's an offensive lineman and it's not a skill position offensive player, but I like it. Round 238, this is where it starts to get fun here. Trevion Henderson, running back out of the Ohio State University. Now, typically, my philosophy for drafting is kind of like 2 things. First off, usually the players from the national championship team are very good. Henderson is a good example. And then number 2 would be SEC football players, but we'll get to that in a second. Or you could look back to pick number 4, for example. But Trevion is 5'10", 202 pounds, but he also has a burst of speed. So this is going to be the big time play guy. This is also going to be a good guy in pass protection. One NFL coach told ESPN that his team rated Henderson as the best sub back in the draft. He's got great pass catching ability, and he also can return kicks. But probably my favorite fact or stat about Trevion Henderson is that he had just 1 fumble in more than 650 career college touches. All right, last season at Ohio State, he averaged 7.1 yard per carry. He had well over 1,000 yards from scrimmage, and he's even just one of 6 running backs in the Power 4 conferences with 100 plus carries of 10 yards since 2021. Now, people are profiling him as a nice compliment to Ramondre Stevenson. He's under contract through 2028. I want Patriots fans right now who are willing to send a comment. Give me your thoughts on Ramondre Stevenson down below. And then round 369, Kyle Williams. I love this because the 2 rooks last season just didn't really pan out, or at least the rookie seasons didn't pan out. So they go out there, they pick up Stephon Diggs right before the draft starts, or before free agency starts, I should say, and they're just rounding it out, getting more and more weapons for Mr. Drake May. Now, Kyle Williams is 5'10", 190 pounds, huge big-time play guy. Once again, averaged 17.1 yards per catch last season. So you see the 2 day 2 picks in Henderson and Williams. You're looking at serious playmaking ability here. Serious. All right. Now, Williams has experience lining up both outside and in the slot. So Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator, is going to love that. He also had 14 catches, on passes thrown 20 plus yards downfield, which was fourth in all of college football. Now, the issue is his hands were measured at 8 3/4, and he totaled 8 drops last season. That's a 7.6% drop rate, and that was also, unfortunately, 15th most in college football last season. But once again, getting back, we got to end on a high note. His 8.4 yards after the catch per reception, kind of a weird thing to say out loud, ranked first among wide receivers in the entire draft class. All right. Round 395, Jared Wilson, center out of Georgia. This is going to be more of a project type of piece, 6'3", 310 pounds. And the reason he's more of a project piece is because he was only a 1-year starter at his position, the center. So they're projecting probably, Garrett Bradbury was brought in here from the Minnesota Vikings, that he's going to be hopefully the long-term center once Garrett's done here in New England. But the athleticism is what probably, New England really liked. 4.84 40-yard dash, which was the fastest time of any center. All right. Couple of round 4 picks. We only got 2 minutes left in this video, so we're just going to run through them, give you a couple of fun, quick stats or facts. Round 4, 106, Craig Woodson, safety out of California, 6 foot, 200 pounds. He actually spent 6 seasons at Cal, started in each of his final 3 years. He was also a two-time team captain. So he's got it all. Kind of has it all. Also has experience on special teams, but above average size, above average athleticism, coming off a season at Cal where he earned a PFF run defense and coverage grades above 85. So super solid there. Joshua Farmer, round 4, 137, defensive tackle from Florida State. Another big boy, 6'3", 305 pounds. The Patriots brought him in pre-draft, and they even traded up to select him. But he's going to round out your depth on the defensive line. He notched 6 sacks, 3 quarterback hits, and 17 QB hurries in 2024. Round 5, 146, one of the best steals in the entire NFL draft, let alone the New England Patriots. Braden Swinson, edge rusher out of LSU. He was ranked like as a round 2 guy on most mock drafts. He posted a 91.4 pass rush grade and an overall pass rush win rate of 22.1%. So he's going to be my gem for the New England Patriots. Round 6, 182, kicker Andres Borregales out of Miami, and he just had a phenomenal season, went 18-19 on field goal attempts with a long of 56, 62-62 on extra points, and he's going to be competing and probably will win the kicking spot. A couple of 3rd rounders or 7th rounders, 3 7th rounders. Marcus Bryant, it is late here. Sorry, we're going to make this quick. And don't worry, guys, hit that like button, hit that sub button. We post a ton of Patriots videos. We're going to cover all these guys throughout the whole spring and summer. Marcus Bryant, tackle out of Missouri. Spent 4 seasons at SMU, then transfers to Missouri, manned the tackle spot opposite of Armin Membau, and he was super solid. All right. Another round 7 pick, Julian Ashby. This is a long snapper from Vanderbilt. He was credited with 0 bad snaps on punts last year. And then finally, the last pick, 257, Kobe Minor, cornerback out of Memphis. He was very good. He allowed a sub 55% completion rate in each of the past 2 seasons. All right. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I got to watch this Rockets Warriors second half. Hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. Give me your favorite pick of the draft, your gem of the draft, and then a grade for the New England Patriots down below. Peace.